Thanks for tuning in. This video will be on the Americana from Side Control, a very basic submission. I'm just going to talk about the mechanics, and then it may tie up with another video, and I'm going to try to deal with the resistance where you can maybe transfer into another arm lock. I hope you enjoy. I want to talk about the Americana from Side Control, attacking the far arm. I've covered this in a previous video from mount offense. This is just, I'm still going to cover the mechanics, just another way of getting at it. So I want the arm 90 degrees. I want to grab not the wrist, definitely not the forearm, not the wrist, but I try to go half palm, half wrist to make the lever a little bit longer. My elbow is to my partner's ear. I come underneath. I grab my own wrist and back of the hand, and then I make two adjustments from here. I want to bring my elbow underneath his elbow, and then I want to bring his wrist out further than 90 degrees, just a bit more. From here now I drop my body weight on his chest. At this point it makes my arms light, and I drive the elbow towards the hip. When someone has tight shoulders, they tap right away. If they don't have tight shoulders, then you lift the elbow up and get the tap. If you do both, if I drive the elbow to the hip and then lift up and then drag it down some more, would apply more pressure. My partner's not flexible in the shoulders, nor am I, by the way. But if you hit someone with flexible shoulders, you'll need to make sure that you have all the mechanics on lockdown. And I'm talking about having the arm, at the beginning you can just grab the wrist, elbow at the ear, you go underneath, but those adjustments of having your elbow underneath his elbow and then his palm further out than 90 degrees is important. So once he's in this position right here, then I bring the elbow to the hip. Once the elbow is to the hip, then I lift up. I did the last illustration, moving my body and arms out of the way so you can see the mechanics of it. So one more time, I grab upper wrist, lower palm, I insert underneath, upper wrist, lower palm of the hand, then I make two steps. 1, 2, drop the body weight on my opponent, on my partner, to make my arms light. If the weight is on my elbow, it's tough to move my elbows, but if I drop my body weight, making my arms light, then I lift. Sometimes I go for the Americana, and as I'm going, he frees his hands up to hide his arm, go ahead, and then he hugs my head. Once that happens, I grab the collar, take that step, take another step. That last dismount straight arm lock is covered on another video. This video is just meant for the mechanics of the Americana. There's sometimes I go for the Americana and they go to straighten out that arm. It's a common resistance when you attack a bent arm lock that they go to straighten it out. As they straighten it out, you go with it and then you go for the straight arm lock. So here's how I deal with one resistance. I come underneath, I go to do it, they straighten out, I slide this hand to my bicep and then I get the straight arm lock. I come down to his hip because my arms are stronger closer to my chest. A lot of people will try and attempt this with the elbows away from my own chest and my arms are weaker. I find that if I help drive closer to his hip, my elbows are closer to my rib cage and I can apply more pressure down at the wrist as I come up with this hand here. Let's see how I deal with this resistance one more time. I come underneath, he goes to straighten out, I bring it to the hip, I slide the hand from the wrist to my bicep, I push down, I lift up, and get the tap. So there you have it, the Americana from Side Control, and I talked about how to deal with different resistance a little bit. I hope you get something out of it. Work both sides with the cooperative partner, and I look forward to seeing you in the mat soon.
Doing it, slow and methodical, but yours is seamless, slow and methodical, right? So you don't question out, I said the late hard tosses, like, boom, all three, the hand is just from the hip, it's counting for that.